What's up, everybody? This is Lance. This is going to be my Doomsday recap. I had stage passes for the show. Shout out to Marlando True, Chris Unbiased, and everybody that was there, and the great camera crew. Okay, so start off with the first battle. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even remember the two dudes' names. I just know that they were from a local Fort Worth league, and honestly, I didn't think they were going to be worth shit. And actually, they were okay for opening acts. Usually, opening acts, you know, even when you go to a regular hip hop show, if they're not names that we know, then we're probably not going to be that inclined to listen. But I feel the crowd was pretty patient, and they had some shit. Like there was some actually nice lines. You could tell they weren't as polished. You know, and one had some nice cadence. The other one, it took him a while to do his thing, but when he got to the actual punch, it was nice. It's just his delivery was kind of sluggish. But I mean, I'm not even gonna call a win for that. It was a one-rounder. But to be honest, they had my attention, and they actually got some reactions out of us. So props to them, even though I don't know their names. But yeah, on to the next battle. C3 versus Adi Boom. So first off, this battle is probably going to come down to preference. Since seeing Adi Boom, and honestly, this is my only probably second time watching him, maybe third time. So I've heard of him, and I've heard that he's beaten Verb. So I was like, all right, well, I mean, if you could say you've done that, then okay, that's actually pretty cool. And C3, never heard of her. Only thing I heard was a trailer stuff. But she was actually pretty dope, man. But Adi Boom, he really had the crowd because he's just a very funny guy. And he was selling his bars. Like, the way he was selling his bars. Like, everything he was saying, he was acting it out. Which is performance-wise is good, especially for a live event. Like it had me fucking laughing. Like, he played the... oh, she's a dyke angle perfectly. Like I thought that was so funny. But C3, she brought obviously a different approach. She was more lyrical. And I do remember her saying some funny stuff. Like when they're doing the coin toss, she was like, they asked, he says, all right, well, ladies first. And she's like, oh, well, then you should be going then, or some bullshit, or something like that. It was funny. But yeah, to be honest, I couldn't really hear her. The way that she was rapping, not saying she was rapping fast, but I guess the way she was pronouncing her stuff, or just, I don't know, just something wrong with the mics. Not that this happened the whole event. I mean, actually the event was ran very well, but nonetheless, yeah, it's a preference thing. I'm going to wait until I see it on cam to call a winner, because I felt C3 had some shit for him. I just couldn't hear everything. Also because a fucking dude was talking the whole fucking time, telling JC, he was sitting right next to me trying to watch the fucking battle. This dude's telling JC, hey bruh, you need to work out, bruh. You need to work out, bruh. Like, loud as fuck. Like, he was already wasted in the fucking event, barely second battle in. He finally fucking left, thank God. I'm surprised JC didn't tell him to shut the fuck up. I had to tell him, hold it down. Like, I didn't want to do it, but I was like, I could not hear for shit, because I'm like leaning in trying to hear the shit, and I'm actually pretty close, but he's so fucking loud. Even Quincy gave him the dead eye. Okay, on to the next battle. It was Chilla Jones versus Young Ill. Personally, going in, I thought Chilla was going to destroy Young Ill. But I'm not saying Ice Pack showed up, but I'm saying Young Ill showed up to the point where the crowd and me, like, I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good. Now, Chilla went first. No doubt he got the first. Like, he was on fire. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen Chilla Jones like captivate a crowd. Like, usually he doesn't do that, you know. Usually he just does. No, he had the crowd like going off. Like, usually people either they just don't understand or just not rocking with it that much. But he had the crowd, man. I'm just like, wow, like that's the first time in a while that I've seen him do that. And Young Ill goes, he was okay. Like it was like he was getting warmed up. Second comes, Chilla's good. He's good. But Young Ill showed the fuck out. Like he literally, he was trying to do schemes, and he did his scheme. Forgive me, like I said, it was. It's hard to trying to remember everything live because we don't have the blessing of a fucking rewind button. Like there was many times where people were in the crowd asking, "Hey, what did he say?" Like people on stage asking, "What did he say? What was that?" And when I'm trying to tell them, I'm fucking missing the battle, you know. So I was trying not to talk to anyone while the battles were happening, except for when it was like, "Oh, that was dope." But Young Ill had a fucking scheme. It was like I got shot in the back of my fucking head. My fucking head went in my lap, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I haven't heard Young Ill really say anything since T-Rex to have me fucking act like that. So it goes down to the third. Okay, so the third, Chilla. He's been rapping these last 3 rounds. I don't think he took a sip of water once. You can start telling that his fucking mouth is drying up. So when he's rapping, he can't really deliver the way he wants to. But he doesn't stop to get a drink of water. And like you could tell that's fucking up his performance. But his third was actually still pretty good, even though it kind of started out slow, but it was still pretty good. And then Young Ill goes, and unfortunately he raps short. Not saying he choked, but I didn't really time it. Like I said, I wasn't trying to do anything extra. I just wanted to watch the battles. And he had a short round, you could tell. So I gave it Chilla Jones 2-1, but it wasn't like he washed him. It was like Young Ill's second was really dope, and I can't wait to hear it on cam. Because I mean, like I said, it's like it's great. Like the energy and everything in the building is awesome. But like I've never been to a live event, so like it was like, man, you really appreciate hearing all the bars. So it's like when other people are talking, you really want them to shut the fuck up. Okay, so next battle, JC versus Scripps. Like this battle, like this was like an undercard, but it was to me an underrated matchup. Like both dudes, like I haven't seen many Scripps battles, but his Conjuring line is one of the sickest lines I've ever fucking heard. Like, so I was like, I really want to see this dude battle JC. We all know who JC is. He can be very hit or miss, but when he's on, he is on. So Scripps starts. He's doing pretty well. You know, there's times where he's doing his punches and they don't land, at least like to the masses of the crowd. And he does that whole, come on, man, like, what the fuck? Like, but at the same time, you're like, dude, just rap. Like, get your shit out. And if we react, we react. Most of the times because we don't understand, because we don't catch everything. But when we go back at it, I bet we flip out. But he had one of the nastiest haymakers of the night. He did this little scheme leading up to a punch, like little setups leading up to a punch. And he does something like, I kill him, throw the glove to the bush like Matthew Stafford. But the way he said it was so fucking vicious. Like everyone was like, oh shit, you know. JC, he had a bunch of Scripps name flips. I mean, it's not hard to flip Scripps name, but actually he was doing really, really well. It's just like after the first round, it kept on going with the name flips, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, but you're really overdoing it. But actually, it's funny because in the building, I gave JC 2-1. That was more so because Scripps, he was too worried about his punches not landing, you know. So he was like stopping mid round and doing the whole, come on, man, what the fuck, like. And Scripps is like a real cool dude, and he's dope. But it's just like, dude, you're like really stopping the momentum when you do that. And JC, you know, he's so fucking like polished. He was just doing his thing, and of course, he was like, he's saying his dance. He said something about his dance video has more views than any of Scripps' blogs or some shit, which was pretty funny. But yeah, all in all, in the building, JC21, that could subject to change when the actual footage comes out, because like I said, Scripps was punching a lot and I just couldn't keep up with everything, because there's people talking, not that many people talking, but there's always that one fucking idiot, or just like I'm just trying to pay attention and I can't catch everything. So next battle, like in this battle right here, battle of the night, bar none, like no debating, battle of the night, Danny Myers versus Cortez. Now mind you, Danny Myers, for the most part of the night, he was chilling. He was like right next to me, like he had his headphones on, and like you could tell he was trying to be in the zone. Tez, he was kind of crowd surfing. He was actually next to me some battles. Like during the Chilla battle, he was next to me. But he was like crowd surfing, being with everybody on stage, being cool. Danny was too. Like sometimes on the break, like people were taking pictures and all that. But sometimes he would be on his headphones, like getting ready, like game time, But I was talking to him. I was like, man, wake up, man. Bullshitting with him. I already knew he was away. Just fucking was like, I am, man. I'm ready and all this. And so finally they're about to battle. Cortez, man, like Cortez has been on fire, so this is really saying a lot. Cortez, this is the best I've seen him probably since I've seen him battle Diz, when he fucking roasted Diz in his home fucking state. He just had usually he always does his wordplay stuff, which is cool, but he had a funny angle about Danny taking his kid to school for career day and his kid being ashamed because Danny Myers is a PG guy, which was kind of funny, had the crowd going. And but Danny Myers, he was so vicious and relentless. So like I said, I might have to go back, because I just can't call a winner. I'm gonna have to go back on cam, because there's times where Danny Myers was so relentless, he didn't give a rest after the punch. He just kept going, and I'm too busy reacting to his last punch, and he's still going. Like that whole battle, my fucking hands were on my knees, like knee slapping, like pulling my hair, like taking my beanie off. I was like, holy fuck! Like both rappers did not give a fuck. They were going off. Danny Myers had a badass line. He was like, because he was talking about Cortez is always saying he's not Mexican, and then Danny Myers is like, you say that like it's bad to be Mexican, but if you're in prison, you'd be yelling out brown pride. And he's like, I slap you with the hand, I slap you with my backhand called American me, and some other shit. Like, I couldn't remember every haymaker. I just remember this was the one, like every battle there was like the crowd would fuck with it, but this battle, consistently, like every other bar, it seemed like the crowd would explode, man. It was so dope. Like the energy in the room, I knew this would be a close battle, to be honest. And a lot of people were having Tez getting roasted 3-0. I mean, that's just because they like to hate on him. But ever since his Diz battle, he's been on fire to me. But yeah, I just can't call this battle. And it was a battle of the night, and like I really appreciated that battle, because it really like it was already a good event, but that made it a great event. Great battle. I can't wait to see it on cam. Shout out to Cortez and Danny Myers for putting on a great show. Money well spent. Okay, here's the main event. This is a battle that I was really hoping to be good. Big K versus A Verb. So, just let me tell you this little background story real quick, about little insight of what happened on stage, because everyone keeps talking about it online, talking about how Big K was acting a fool. And yes, it's true, he was fucking crazy. So basically, Big K, the whole night the event was going on, I didn't see him poke his head out not once. Now, Verb wasn't out there for everything, but I seen him every now and then. But literally, Big K didn't show up to the stage until it was time for him to battle. Until, they get their mics checked or whatever by the sound crew. So, the Big K's coming out. And there's this dude, this Hispanic dude. He's been It's been really cool, man. He was like, he fucking shared his bottle with some people. He was fucking cool as shit. He was like talking to me during the event, like, yeah, man, Big K versus Verb and Danny Myers versus Cortez. Those are the two battles I really want to see. And he's like a fan of K. So like K comes out and like he's walking to where I'm at. I'm like to the I'm to like the left of on the stage. I'm on stage to the left. And Big K, he's walking out. And he has his back towards me and the guy that's standing next to me. Well, the guy standing next to me, I guess he wanted to dap up Big K. And I guess he doesn't know how he is. Like, you know, if you watch battles and you know what background stuff, you know Big K is not a friendly guy, really. I mean, I don't know him on a personal level, so I can't say like he's not cool or whatever. But he's not friendly. Like he gives that like aura off at like during his battles, and like it just seems like he's just that type of dude. But the guy tries to give him that, but he tries to like tap him like on his back, but like right here, like not like up here, like back here. So it's just like not always the best place to touch a dude, especially a big grizzly bear like you know, Big K. So he taps him once. I'm looking at him like, all right, dude, I don't think you should do it again. I didn't tell him. I probably should have, but I didn't. But he taps him like 2 more times, and then finally Big K just turns around and he looks at him like, and the guy's like, oh man, I just want to show you love or whatever. And Big K was so hesitant to fucking dap this dude up, but he daps him up. So I'm like, okay, cool. No one got their head ripped off. So then the fucking battle's about to start or whatever. And I guess the guy that got dapped up by Big K, he just said, go Verb, because I guess Verb was about to start his round. And Big K turns around and flips on the dude, and he's yelling at him like fucking, like, if you want to go for Verb, go sit over there, and all this shit, like yelling in his fucking face. And I'm standing right next to the dude. I'm like, holy shit, dude, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it wasn't that serious, you know? He's a fan of both guys. He just wants a good battle. Like, most people wanted the whole night. And, like, I really was like, oh, my God, this is going to fuck up the event. They're going to get into a fight. But you know what? I respect that dude because he took it in his stride. And he realized, look, I paid $140 for these tickets. I'm not fucking this shit up. So he fucking plays it cool. You know, they tell Big K, hey, man, chill the fuck out. And, like, things go back. And he doesn't even, like, he's cool. Like, obviously, it's like, he's probably a little tense. Because, like, what the fuck? I just got cussed at, like, over some bullshit. But I give him props because he didn't, like, do anything crazy to fuck up the event. Because I ain't gonna lie, I probably would ask for my fucking money or half of it back if that shit happened. But nothing bad happened as far as, like, someone getting fucking stolen or something like that. So Big K goes. And he's fucking going off. Like, the crowd is going crazy. And once again, like, I need to see the footage because I do not remember everything at this point. But I just remember the crowd going off, us going off. JC and C3 were both standing by me, and they were fucking, like, saying Big K was killing. Like, and then, like, Verb goes, and he had the whole Big K act white angle thing, which was not all that great to me, but there was some points of it that actually made me laugh. Because, I mean, I just don't even think Big K is like I hate to say this word, but a wigger. I just think he's just really like a goalie-ass dude that was raised, like, by the traps and shit like that. I don't even think he's just trying to be a certain way. I just think he is that way. So, because I don't even know him like that, so I'm not gonna say all that shit. But, Verb had showtimes. He had 2. I don't remember everything about him. The crowd, of course, when the showtime happens, the crowd's going to go crazy no matter what because it's a showtime. I'm not even going to say if it was bad or not, but I really don't remember. I'm sorry, but yeah. But I do remember the one thing, Big K, he was just rebuttaling everything Verb said. And, like, since the Ilmac battle, Big K has been fucking rebuttaling everything. Like, every battle, he's at least had one rebuttal. He's had 2 rebuttals already in the Verb battle. He had 2, like, going 2 rounds in. And then he also dissed the crowd, or probably dissed the venue, it was funny but fucked up, but still funny because the crowd still fucked with it. He goes something about there's more people on stages in the crowd. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was funny. There was people there booing, but for the most part, the crowd was into it. And then he gets into it again with a dude in the crowd because while he's rapping, a dude interrupts him. So he's like, "Hey, fuck you, suck my dick." Like, he had to like calm himself down. People say he choked. No, he didn't. Because right after he did that, like 5 seconds later, he started rapping again. And then Verb, his third, going into it. Here comes the I didn't prepare all the way for you, Verb. Like, he starts freestyling, and then he does this little blood in your mouth thing, and then he fucking stops his round really short, and he daps up Big K. And to be honest, that battle was over. Like I didn't even think it was over, and it was over. I was like, man, it's pretty quick. But Big K had some nice haymakers, so it was like it wasn't a whack battle. It was good. It's just Verb didn't have a third really, and it was just weird circumstances with that battle. But overall, great event. Like, I really hope they do it again. And I already saw a Chilla interview where he said he hopes they do it in the same venue. Like, I hope they do it in the same venue too. And maybe since it'll be a second time around, we can fill up the venue a little bit more. And maybe get some. The staff was okay, dude, but they were kind of lost, man. Like, I told them I had stage passes, and they're, "Oh, we don't have any more." I was like, "No, I bought this." Like, I showed them the fucking certificate. Then, I already talked to Merlando about this. I didn't get my bottle, and there was a couple other people that didn't get their bottle. But I'm not an alcoholic. I didn't want to drink. I had work in the morning, and I wanted to hear bars. So I'm not gonna trip about that. I just, for the people that were tripping, you know, it's like not many people were. Obviously, they had something to say. That we asked the waitress, and then she was fucking clueless, of course. But that's all good. You know, no shade there. Merlando was a good dude. The mics were pretty well. It's just I couldn't hear everything. It was badass how they had there was big screens set up so you could like see it from the crowd, like different angles. You know, great venue. Battles probably started 30 minutes to an hour after it said they would start, but it wasn't like 2 hours, 3 hours. And plus, I was sitting down, so I wasn't complaining. I was chilling with the people. Took pictures. Like I said, I'm pretty sure y'all seen them already. But yeah, man, I fucking, after the event, I spent like 15, 20 minutes talking to Scripps. One of the coolest dudes, man. Like, even Verb, like, people were like all chilling, man. I saw Cortez, like, I was right by people, like, debating battles with him. He, like, cool ass people, man. I really hope Merlando has something like this again in the same venue. You know, I would pay the same amount of money again, you know. But yeah, this is Lance just signing out, man. Just want to do my little recap. Probably longer than I wanted it to be, but fuck it. If you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. Unbiased reviews. See y'all later.